Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are opening the file on something, well, something truly remarkable, a celestial event happening on November 26, 2025. And this isn't just, another planetary gathering. We are talking about a major grand trine. It involved three absolute powerhouses: Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn.
It is such a profound alignment. It really suggests a kind of cosmic flow state that is extremely rare. And our sources for this deep dive are just incredibly rich. We're pulling from excerpts of the text Le Triangle d'Étoiles Lumière, and we're looking at both the astrology of the day and a beautiful visualization from the StoryScope of Tarot by High C.
Right. So our mission today is really to understand why this grand trine is being called the cosmic equivalent of having both permission and support,
Vision and
resources, and that beautiful pairing of desire and discipline.
Exactly.
Feels like it's the answer to that core human struggle. Wanting something huge but not knowing how to build it or even how to maintain it.
It's like the universe is just handing us the perfect blueprint. So often we have the vision, that's Jupiter, right? But we don't have the discipline, Saturn.
Or we have that intense desire from Venus that just fades.
Yeah.
Because it has no structure.
And this day promises to align all of those vectors.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Okay, let's unpack that. Part one, the technical flow.
Good.
I want to talk about this abundant grand trine. When you have Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn in this kind of harmonious aspect, what does it feel like for you on that day?
The defining characteristic is it's an unusual ease and flow. See, a trine means these energies aren't fighting. They're not competing. They're actually leaning on each other.
Okay.
So when you get these specific planets involved, the benefits aren't just expansive, they're stable. You'll see a huge increase in, say, romantic generosity or creative problem solving. Cooperation just comes more naturally, without all the usual friction.
Hold on. I want to challenge that idea of ease just for a second.
Okay.
Because usually when Venus, desire and Jupiter expansion get together, it can get a little excessive. A little superficial.
Sure.
And Saturn structure and limitation usually slams the brakes on Jupiter. So what is it about the trine that stops Saturn from just crushing the fun?
That is a crucial question. And the harmony of the trine, that's the key. Saturn isn't blocking Jupiter here. It's providing the scaffolding. Imagine Jupiter is this brilliant architect with a wild, amazing design.
Okay.
And Saturn is the master builder who knows exactly which materials will make that structure last for 100 years.
And Venus?
Venus is the interior designer, making the whole thing beautiful and, a place you actually want to be.
That makes so much more sense. So when the sources say success is almost guaranteed if you act with care and affection.
Yes.
It's because your deep desires, your Venus, are finding a sustainable, realistic expression through Saturn. And it's all supported by Jupiter's optimism and growth.
Precisely. The goal of this day is to convert that passionate intensity into a steady flame, one that lights the way forward.
So intensity doesn't have to mean burnout.
Not on this day. If you've been working on a creative project, one you love but maybe struggled to make stable, this trine gives you the blueprint to make that passion a durable reality.
I love that. A steady flame. It completely reframes how we see these forces.
Yeah.
The source material even says we should stop seeing expansion and limitation as enemies.
And start seeing them as dance partners.
Yes.
That's the deepest insight of this day. I mean, Saturn's discipline isn't a punishment. It's what makes Jupiter's massive vision meaningful, possible to hold.
Right.
Without Saturn, Jupiter is just impulsive excess that eventually collapses. But here, with the emotional resonance of Venus, the discipline actually feels rewarding. It's not heavy.
So a boundary is really just a frame holding the painting.
Exactly. And all this plays out on a Wednesday, November 26th. It makes perfect sense why the sources call it one of the loveliest days of the year. You have that perfect blend of warmth and structure.
And how does that show up in, everyday life?
Oh, immediately. In the office, complex projects suddenly find these elegant solutions. In your personal life, relationships regain stability because people feel safe being both affectionate and accountable.
So conversations are just kinder, more productive.
And less prone to deflection. It's not just about getting lucky. It's about having the structural support to make the most of the luck when it shows up.
You can even heal old relationship patterns with that rare mix of softness from Venus and, the non-negotiable accountability of Saturn.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot.
Okay, so this is where we can shift into the narrative. Let's move from the technical side to the emotional map, the StoryScope, this
Yes.
visualization, the triangle of the three lights, it really helps you feel the texture of these energies.
It does, and this is where we get to understand them not as distant planets, but as immediate influences. The metaphor is this ancient valley with three living forces whose harmony shaped the world. They're not deities, more like subtle presences.
Let's meet them. The first light is described as rose and soft green. That's Venus, right? The force of affection.
It is the essence of connection. This light is what encourages people in the valley to speak with kindness, to be genuine. It reminds them that beauty is something to be shared. In a modern sense, this is the force that tells you to invest in art, to lead with empathy. It's about compassion as a real strength.
It opens hearts and maybe budget.
And budgets. And then you have the second light, all gold and sunrise colors, pure Jupiter.
The dreaming, expansive, hopeful force.
It's the gift of vision. It teaches the valley to dream and, crucially, to believe those dreams are possible. When this light shines, markets are filled, laughter rises, farmers share their harvest without fear. It's courage, enthusiasm, pure optimism meeting potential.
And then the third one, the quiet, stabilizing force.
Yeah.
The third light, deep blue and silver, that has to be Saturn.
Absolutely the anchor. This is the wisdom of the elders, the builders. It reminds people of commitment, of responsibility, of long-term hope. It helps them build with intention, not impulse. In our world, it's the maturity to choose the right retirement plan or the wisdom to set a healthy boundary. It's about making promises you really mean to keep.
So when these three trails align, this great triangle, the rivers catch fire with reflected gold, pink, and silver. And the results are just spectacular.
Because the forces are finally working together. It's synthesis, not compromise. Artists create their most meaningful work because they have both the emotion and the clarity. Families resolve deep tensions, not just with a fleeting moment of grace, but with maturity, lasting change.
So all those classic human tensions just dissolve. Love isn't fragile anymore because it's structured. Opportunity isn't overwhelming because it's grounded.
And responsibility isn't heavy because it's infused with affection and hope. Everything just fits.
It's the ultimate alignment of purpose.
It is. And the people in the story knew that while the triangle doesn't last, its influence lingered in the choices made during its glow.
That's the key. This day is about making choices that set a new, harmonious baseline.
Absolutely.
Okay, so knowing that this grand harmony sets the stage, let's zoom in on the clockwork of the day itself in part 3. Because even a day of such ease has critical moments. We start the day with a focused jolt of energy.
Yes, the morning has the Aquarius moon sextile Mars. That promotes innovative action. It's basically the universe giving us the drive from Mars to implement that whole Venus-Jupiter-Saturn blueprint using clever, unconventional Aquarian methods.
So it's not about doing things the old way.
Not at all. It's about rapid, maybe tech-savvy, or just socially novel problem-solving. If you've been stuck, the energy is there to implement a surprising new strategy. And fast.
But the sources also stress a specific requirement to get these benefits, a kind of catch, a level of emotional transparency that might be uncomfortable. This sounds like the fine print.
It is the crucial mandate. And it's where a lot of people can stumble, even on a day this good. The day rewards absolute honesty. You can't hide your desires, that's Venus, or your structural weaknesses, that's Saturn. You have to talk openly about what you feel and what you need.
Can you give me a concrete example of that? Why is that so uncomfortable?
Okay, say you're in a collaborative venture. The abundance from Jupiter is there, but you are privately anxious about the time commitment. Right, that's Saturn. The mandate means you can't just pretend you can handle it. You have to say, I love this vision and I want to commit, but for the long term, I need to restructure my time commitment to X hours, or I need support for Y.
The discomfort is in admitting vulnerability.
Exactly. Admitting you need help or structure. If you try to mask that, you block the flow. This day allows you to heal those old patterns, but only if you show up with both the softness of Venus and the accountability of Saturn.
You have to find that proper balance, giving and receiving equally.
And doing it all without expecting more than our fair share. It's about seeking beauty and simplicity, not scarcity.
So we have this profound day of warmth, structure, courage. But as it starts to wrap up, there's a small warning.
There is. The source material reminds us not to take grace for granted.
The reality check.
It's the reality check we all need. After so much ease, the evening brings a shift. The Aquarius moon squares Mercury retrograde.
And squares mean tension. And with Mercury RX, communication challenges.
Yes. The Grand Trine's power was kind of overriding Mercury's effects during the day, but now, as the trine wanes, that friction comes back.
So the easy understanding we had can get choppy.
It can. You might assume your plan is understood, only to find you have to repeat it or clarify. It's a final nudge to keep an eye on our tone. Make sure the structure you built are really robust.
This has been a true deep dive. This is so much more than just a good day for networking. It's a moment designed to rewrite your whole baseline.
It is. The essential takeaway is that November 26, 2025 is about aligning your desires with both your vision and your discipline. It's a day to consciously build a deep memory of what life feels like when affection, optimism, and steadiness walk hand in hand.
Proof that structure and freedom aren't enemies.
They're essential complements.
And the story ends with that poignant detail, that the triangle's influence lingers in the choices you make during its glow.
Right, it's not just about that one day.
It's about the legacy of commitment you establish.
The universe provides the perfect soil. We have to provide the seed and commit to tending the field long after the perfect weather fades.
So here's the thought we want to leave you with. If this day offers the perfect blend of warmth, structure, and courage, the ultimate cosmic combination of permission and support, what single long-term hope or promise you mean to keep? One that will establish a new, lasting baseline of affection, optimism, and steadiness. What will you commit to building during this season of the three lights, and commit to carrying forward when that harmony fades into the quiet night sky? Use this day well.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.